Welcome back to Mortal Kombat Armageddon. So yeah, now we're in Shao Khan's fortress. So
oh no, what a scary security system. It's not one that I could just walk around. Oh wait, no I can. Seriously, Shao Kahn, what's up with the security?
well, he does have snipers over there at the top, and to be fair, these blades are one-hit kills. So
Oh true, yeah, but again, anyone who's smart enough would just get up on there, walk around them.
Well, yeah. Like I'm doing right now.
I mean, yeah,
there you go.
I mean, yeah, we get it, gameplay and all of that stuff, but thanks, Raiden.
Basically, every time I get increase in stats, that happens. Basically. All right, so now you have to pay close attention to the pattern of these rocks, because once again, these rocks are one-hit kills. So make sure you don't get hit by them.
Again, it's not like anyone could just get up on top of the black sides there and easily avoid the balls. No. This security system is super mathematically superior.
It's okay, Joe. Fortunately, Shao Kahn knows how the programmers didn't allow for jumping on that part of the scenery, so it still works.
So what's up with your Shao Khan cosplay there?
Basically, all these Shao Kahn mooks have outfit similar to his.
Huh.
There you go. All right, now let's push the lever.
Also, one thing that I forgot to finish mentioning in the previous part is that by the time we're recording this, the second newest Mortal Kombat animated movie, Battle of the Realms, has to still come out, supposedly at the end of August.
What's that coming out again?
End of August.
Yeah.
We don't know. We know that the Elder Girls are more actively involved in that one. We'll have to see how dickish they will actually be.
Well, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, now we have to go to the other side and pull the other lever. There you go. Alright, here we are. Checkpoint. So yeah, once again, do the same thing. Oh, and here's a piece of music. And an invisible chest. Not that concealed, but whatever. Alright, same thing. Let's wait till the rocks go by. Alright. Be fast, because as you can see, it's a bit, the timing is a bit tight. Alright, once again, let's kill more Khan champions, and it's called... One of them is called...
So this was supposed to be a bad stealth section.
No, that's the thing, that this is an attempt at, unlike Deception's Conquest mode, this is more trying to be like a beat-em-up of sorts.
Yeah.
It doesn't have...
So since...
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, since we're on the topic of fighting games, what other fighting games do you play besides Mortal Kombat?
I'm mostly just a Mortal Kombat guy.
Smash Brothers.
And Smash Brothers, yeah, I guess you can say that.
I also play me some Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh yeah, that too, yeah. Oh, it's okay. I was thinking more in terms of fighting game franchises, because Fighters is just one.
I got Skullgirls recently, but I'm still going through the training.
Alright.
As for me, Dej, it's a bit of everything. I tried the basic stuff. Well, not basic stuff, the ones that, are more known. Street Fighter, Tekken, Virtua Fighter, Soul Calibur.
I also play Marvel vs. Capcom.
The one that I always wanted to give a try, but I never managed to, just a little curiosity, because from what I heard, it plays like ass, is Atlus' own fighting game, Power Instinct.
What? For a second, I thought you were gonna say it, when you said Atlas, like Persona 4 Arena.
No, I'm talking about the original IPs, not licensed stuff. Otherwise, I could tell you that on the PS3 days, I managed to platinum very fast, and still enjoyed it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle.
It's a real shame that I didn't have a PS3 at the time, because I would have gotten Heritage.
I forgot if I ever told you that, but it was kind of that game that got me finally into the franchise, because up until the point I was like, yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
I don't know.
One day or another, but it was like that finally. pushed me to start the manga.
I don't know, Taylor. That game probably is fine, but I don't think it's no last battle now, is it?
Has anyone played Guilty Gear?
Yes, mostly the PS2 stuff. I still have to try the newer ones.
Yeah, I've been playing Double X except Core R.
Basically, to also continue a bit, stuff that I did mention before, I can be okay when a fighting game tries to be less complicated in its button inputs in a more casual way, as long as it compensates that by being, entertaining enough to play via fan service or having like an engaging type of gameplay. And for Mortal Kombat, it's mostly this for me. I don't mind, in it trying to not be competitive as long as the violence is satisfying. I'll mention more later.
This looks like Shao Khan's dungeon. No sign of Quan Chi here.
Suddenly, Melina.
Hey, Melina.
Here in ages.
I like the color balance, but I do believe the outfit could be improved a bit.
This is him out of Chat and Deception.
I know, okay, it's slightly different. The colors are a bit, not in the artwork, but in model. The colors are a bit, less more saturated, I actually
really love the designs of Kitana and Melina, and even Jade in Mortal Kombat 9. Those are my favorite designs for
they're
them.
very similar to their classic counterparts anyway. But
I sorry to go on that topic. I just love how everyone kept clowning on Melina in Mortal Kombat 11. It's like, she has no ass. Is this your queen of Didia? It's like, no.
No, the queen.
But
that's the thing.
about-
That's the thing,
Sorry,
Dej. That's the thing, Dej. If you take a look at Kitana, one of Kitana's endings in, I forgot if it's in 10 or in 11, where she actually does manage to indeed become the queen of Edenia. The problem is she didn't grow up in Edenia. She doesn't know anything about the culture, so she can't even relate to Edenians. So it becomes kind of a problem for her. So.
Oh, man, I've been fighting for the rights of Edenians. I didn't bother doing any research.
Maybe I should have
Should
let
have.
Melina take over in the first place.
Well, remember, Dej, because of everything that was happening, she had little to no time to do any of that. That's a problem.
Is this... Wait, Pedro. Sorry, I missed that last because I was burped. Were you talking about...
No, I'm talking about an ending from Mortal Kombat, from one of the reboot games. We're not there yet.
Oh, because I thought you were talking about this
Pride
game.
wounded, Melina
No.
escaped into the bowels of the fortress.
That was
This
my
left me to
cameo.
wonder
See ya.
Who was that strange creature? Really? Melina is
talking
literally one
about-
of the biggest faces of the franchise, and that's all she gets. Like, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Shao Khan just gets his own text exit despite being the big bad of the franchise.
Because I thought you were talking about this game. And
No.
being a metaphor for the game's somewhat development. But Jova, it could be worse. It could be one of the main characters on the cover and not be playable because war is bad.
I feel like you're referencing something.
You'll have to guess.
Anyway, Shao Kahn's vicious dungeon dwellers have sounded the dungeon alarm, which will not only bring more dungeon dwellers, but also a fiery death upon you in 2 minutes. Send them out to their own fiery grave before time runs out. So basically, beat all the enemies. The only difference is that you have a time limit now.
Wait a minute, because war is bad. Wait, you're not
And
referencing...
M7.
Well, okay, at least he did eventually become playable, but yeah, the way you...
You have to unlock the title character.
The way you're talking
Yeah.
about it, it sounded like X was not playable to begin with. But even if it's a minuscule part, you still do get to play with Lightning a bit at the beginning of 13.2.
Yeah, but
That-
the game wasn't called Final Fantasy Lightning 2.
Well, to be fair, she was...
No, that's the
pretty
first
much
game. It's
on
called Final Fantasy. It's called Lightning
Lightning
Returns.
returns. Yeah, it's just that's the thing.
That's the thing, though. With Final Fantasy 13-2, Lightning was front and center on not only the cover, but from what I recall,
marketing,
a lot of
the marketing.
the marketing as well. So imagine this, Wibs. Imagine you get a game where this particular character is marketed the most, and all of a sudden that character has jack all to do with the game for the most part.
Yeah, you're playing as the much blander younger sister of hers, who's boring as all shit.
Yeah, but she's voiced by Laura Bailey, and she has a relationship with Troy Baker.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, Deji. Trust me, not even Laura Bailey can save that character.
Wait a minute, hold on. Laura Bailey plays Sarah, and Troy Baker plays Snow.
Yes.
Does that mean Sarah's going to beat Snow to death with a golf club?
Yeah, but let's not do that.
Aiming for some low-hanging fruit there today, huh?
Anyway, I was gonna say, so that's why too then.
Executioner.
Anyway, yeah, this is actually the hardest boss in the game. Why? Because one hit from his axe kills you instantly. What you have to do is use the time. You have to use the time stop so you can stop. Yeah, right there. That attack kills you in one hit. So make sure you don't get hit by it.
So all
he's
these
spinning like an idiot.
Yes. What you have to do is freeze him when he's in the center of the platform, and then do this so you can burn him. That's the only way you'll be able to beat him.
So all these powerful characters, and yet it's just some random executioner who's arguably the strongest of them.
Well, he's the hardest gameplay-wise, but yeah.
It will unlock my cell door.
You bearded idiot! No, just leave him in there.
You have
Wait.
I am not
Now you start to act suspicious of somebody offering to help?
eliminate Shao Khan.
Alone? This I must see.
He's like, okay, fine. Well, I mean, Joe, to be fair, would you love to see this guy be done in by his own idiocy?
Shao Khan.
You know what? I get the feeling that this game almost is taking the piss out of that.
But a host of
Pedro?
his allies
Yeah,
are in his
I know.
chamber
Okay.
now, plotting some coming battle.
Alright
I
then.
allowed myself to be captured.
Yeah, seriously, Shujinko, why did you cut?
Shao Kahn's soul chamber.
Whatever.
I will be able to destroy Shao Kahn and all his allies in one stroke. I suggest you leave quickly.
So you're still an idiot.
I
Okay.
cannot guarantee your safety.
My safety? I just defeated this entire...
And he's gone like Batman.
Was that just the devs taking the piss out of the fact that Mortal Kombat 6's story wasn't that well? We'll also
And then
poking fun at
Shujinko
this
is
story
very
as
full
well.
of himself at this point.
Again, hey, it takes some big britches to be full of yourself after you caused this mess, you idiot.
I mean, it'd be like if in FIFA The Journey, you know, the second one, where how Michael caused all that bad shit with Alex. Imagine if he just started gloating about it, saying, "Hi, Alex, I ruined your career."
And I'm guessing that's all we pretty much get of Shujinko in this game.
Basically, yeah. Well,
He
consider.
just shows up and goes da 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 da.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Shujinko. Shujinko, unmemorable, terrible character that he is. But like, if you're not even gonna have Taven fight him, literally, what is the point? And you're telling me that they prioritized him over so many other characters that could have at least had a short cameo in this game.
Yeah, I mean, damn, poor Liu Kang. He gets shafted for fucking Shujinko.
Yeah, like, I mean...
Again, I swear, because, I mean, the timings are... Again, I've got no proof, but the timing seems to be rather, fitting. As soon as Ed Boon was the only guy in charge of the series, Liu Kang gets treated like shit.
Yeah, like, I mean, look, I'm sure Boone may have had some good intentions, but seriously, if you want to retire a character, just retire a character, but don't do Liu Kang as dirty as he was done.
It's
jeez.
hell, he keeps bringing him back. It's like breaking up with an ex-girlfriend, but you keep going back to it because you keep missing her sometimes.
Look, all I'm just saying is the makeup sex was really good. What?
Are you? Let me guess. You're referring to the ending of Mortal Kombat 11, aren't you?
Well.
No. I was just trying to be funny with Twips's analogy. So.
Oh, well, I mean, it sort of works because Liu Kang gets to be like this cool, awesome fire god at the end of Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
Granted, the world is pretty much more or less destroyed, but at least he'll get to remake it. And again, I prefer the ending where it's done with Katana, but because we can't have good, nice things, apparently that got retconned out with the newer,
Well, to be
now
fair,
canon ending DLC or whatever.
well, to be fair, that dates all the way back to when Jotun Byers was handling the story. Like they've all even Jotun Byers was the one who always established from the beginning the whole dilemma of Kitana and Liu Kang, where they want to be together, but their duties to their
They were
realms,
literally star-crossed.
but their duties to their realms prevent them from doing so. And everything.
Well, that's the
Sounds
thing,
like
though. It
the
seemed like-
realms problem. Screw that. Just be together.
Not only that, but yeah, it seemed like Mortal Kombat 11 was something going to address that, but no, I guess that ending isn't canon anymore because of the Aftermath DLC.
Wait till Mortal Kombat 12. I'm
Well,
sure they won't screw up then.
Well, okay.
Yeah, from what-
Well, the ending where they kind of end up together is actually an arcade ending in 11, so it's not like.
Yeah.
No, it was the end of the
It's
campaign.
a story mode. If you
You're talking about.
okay.
Okay, you're talking about that one.
The
pretty
actual
much-
story mode.
Well, I guess technically you can say that, but we don't actually see them properly, tying the knot or anything. So I don't know.
Well,
I never
I mean,
really
we
saw
didn't
it
really
that
need
much in
to,
that
but
regard. But whatever.
Well,
Sure. I
it
understand.
pretty
I
much-
understand.
It pretty much literally said that they would shape the universe together in pretty much the most blatant way to say, yeah, they're a couple finally.
Like,
but again,
sure, you can argue Kitana is treated more of a prize than an actual character because it's really Raiden bringing her up to Liu Kang at the end of the day and say, see, you can be, together with her now. Like,
That said, though, again, apparently that's no longer canon because of the Aftermath DLC.
Well, the Aftermath
Which
DLC
I've heard
basically.
got
Well, yeah.
very mixed reactions for reasons that
Yeah.
I'm not completely aware
like
of. because I
let me
haven't
put it
been
this
through
way,
it.
Jova. I don't mind the story, the direction the story is now proceeding compared to the vanilla ending, but it did introduce those couple of retcons I mentioned in the past.
Not to mention, it's mostly because it retconned the whole thing again. So now 12 is going to be. However, based on what the very end cutscene of Aftermath, it seems like this reboot is not going to not be a retelling of the first three games again. Apparently,
But probably a distant prequel.
Apparently, we're going to focus on the original Kung Lao, which is something that I'm really looking forward to because we have never given any kind of focus to the original Kung Lao. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Actually, I actually do want that actually because the original Kung Lao was never given the limelight. So it's about time he gets it.
They'll probably still find a way to work Scorpion into it.
Well, obviously, Scorpion has to be in it, Joe. But let's not forget that. Well, Deji, the last time we tried to have a Mortal Kombat game without Scorpion with 3, fans revolted. So.
Okay.
Which is
Let me clarify something. I'm not saying don't bring Scorpion. I'm saying don't make him a major part of the narrative.
Dead, knowing Ed Boon, they'll probably find a way still. Like, say Scorpion was time traveling, or it's Scorpion before he became Scorpion.
Well, they can have
The Mortal Kombat move that happens. It's like, yeah.
Maybe they'll have they can have one of Hanzo's ancestors. Maybe that can work.
Also, have I mentioned how disappointed I am that Goro went back to working for Shao Khan, despite the timeline suggesting that he was going to reform? But nope, as soon as Shao Khan
Well,
came
remember-
back, he just went back.
Well, this is
to the ending of MK either 4 or
Deception
the
Tale. Well, remember, in Mortal Kombat Alliance.
I was mentioning the fact, similar to the ending where Kung Lao attempts to kill him, Goro is all about a warrior culture stick, about the rules of a more powerful, so he sees in Shao Kahn someone, more powerful to serve.
True, Teo, but at the same time.
Grown out of that, though.
But yeah, what Jova said, that's the thing to remember. In Mortal Kombat Alliance, he's established to have been killed. And in Kitana's ending, she even holds a funeral for him and everything. However, in Deception, we specifically state that Shao Kahn, upon his return, revives Goro, and therefore, and in reviving him, much like he did with Sindel in 3, makes him one of his pawns, basically. So yeah, so this is basically just following up on what we established in Deception. So. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a bit. Well, the thing is, like, let's face it, too. Goro work is at his best when he's an intimidating opponent for the good guys. To be fair, So I'm actually not too bothered by this personally.
I'm guessing.
No,
you
I'm
weren't a
not. I
fan
was
of when
just
he
saying
was
there
on the
was a
big guy
reason why he
side.
was serving Shao Khan.
Sure.
I'm
Like
guessing you weren't a fan of when he was on the good guy side.
No,
Pedro?
I don't mind Goro being a good guy. It's just that, let's face it, he's at his best when he's doing something like what he does in Scorpion's Revenge. You know, tearing off Jax's arms, immediately establishing himself as a threat to be reckoned with, and everything. As Goro stalked away.
Jova, I have a better idea. What if we made, and take this lightly, a better written Jiren for Goro as a good guy?
What do you mean?
Like he's reformed, but he still loves a good fight and will hold nothing back.
Sure. Seems fun.
It's kind of like, let me put it this way, Jova. It's kind of like, I get that this is a reference that only Dwebs will get, but Dwebs and Deji will get, but still. There's a wrestler called Randy Orton, and at least for me, he's a much better heel than he is a face. Like,
Of course.
like let's just say, like, don't get me wrong, he can be a decent face, but when he's being the ruthless legend killer that basically that's his nickname, the Legend Killer, because he takes down famous wrestlers, basically.
He brought that gimmick back last year, right?
Yeah, I've heard. Again,
You know what the funny thing is? Every single legend that he's tormented last year has left the company.
okay, like, was it ever confirmed that it was actually a problem with him behind the scenes, or is it just coincidence?
No, it was just like everyone wants to do different things. Big Show, Mark Henry.
Okay, so it's just a coincidence.
Matt Hardy, they're part of AEW.
Sure,
Ric
sure.
Flair just left yesterday.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
And Bray Wyatt got fired.
Yeah, I can.
Quote unquote budget cuts.
Let's just say, Jova, his character in WWE, he's one of those characters that just works so much better as a bad guy. Like, he truly shines when he's a bad guy. When they're trying to make him a good guy, he's nowhere near as compelling. So there are characters. Well, that can be a way too, yes. But as a straight up good guy, I don't know.
Straight up good. Because his feud with Seth Rollins, because it's like he wasn't doing it just to be like, I hate you for you. No, he was just being spiteful towards Seth.
It's just like,
or his feud with AJ Styles. He just wants a revenge on the guy because he broke his leg. It's like, here's the difference between you and me. You're patient. I'm not. RKO's him.
it's kind of like they did. It's kind of like sometimes wrestler characters go through some kind of phase just to mix things up, but there are those, like with Randy Orton and Undertaker, where they try to do something different, but it only makes people miss their original persona. Basically,
American Badass Undertaker was fine.
It was fine, Dej, but come on.
The Dead Man was better, but I appreciate him mixing it up just for a while, so because the Dead Man persona could have gotten
anyway,
firing.
cutscene.
I assume you are here to kill the Emperor. If anyone deserves to die, it's Shao Khan. But I'm here for someone else. Quan Chi. Ah, yes. He is in the next room with the others. As much as I would like to see him die, I have been charged to protect the Emperor's allies. I am
Okay, you
General
first.
to Shao Kahn's
Yep.
army.
So yeah, this is Reiko's new look.
Yourself.
Eh.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares about Reiko, so whatever. Moving on.
It's a better look than the one he had before. At least that has to count for something.
Even still, I'm not a fan of this design. It's so,
Generic.
I don't know, something about it feels standard. Yeah, generic.
Not only is it generic, it's done to what is one of the, if not the most boring and who the hell cares Mortal Kombat character ever created, so whatever. This
is, again, I feel, sort of the issue with bringing back every character in a series like Mortal Kombat. There are some that definitely aren't winners, and you know what? Okay, maybe if the game could do more to flesh them out and make them better, cool.
Yeah, like a Brave writer.
That said, not so much with this. Like, okay, yeah, gameplay-wise, Look, we've already talked about the problems with this game gameplay-wise and story-wise. You're lucky if you even get a cutscene after your defeat.
I'm actually surprised there's no arcade ending in the reboot trilogy where Reiko gets killed.
Let me check just to be sure. It might get something in the comics.
Okay. And again, with Shinjinko, like, if Shinjinko's not going to do anything else, freeing him feels even more pointless, because maybe this is us freeing him for the arcade mode, I suppose? But all the same, it doesn't seem to have any payoff for the story mode, well, again, it's true that we never see him again.
Indeed. Alright, moving on. Fight. God damn it, Reiko. It's not you I have a beef with. In fact, I don't care about you. Can you just
Honestly,
step
Reiko,
aside?
couldn't you easily have just let him through and pass it off as, oh, he knocked me down or whatnot, if you really want Quan Chi to die?
This is actually
Sorry, go on.
This is actually one of those times where I don't mind the fact that this character is gonna go away with just a text box. Go on to.
Yeah.
He has like a small mentioning cameo in MK9, but he's only a major player in the MKX comic. That's it.
Nothing of value was lost.
Basically.
Well, like I said, the comics are fine. It's just that their own continuity anyway.
Like I said, nothing of value was lost.
Yeah, true. I don't
I'm
think
actually-
the comics are of these less value.
I'm not implying that.
He's pulling on me.
Limping off in Great Plain, Reiko remarked, if I must finally fail my duty, it is great of irony that it has to be for protecting Quan Chi. So, yeah, again, you could have just faked it. But yeah, when I say nothing of value was lost, I'm not saying that the comics lost. I mean, Reiko standing as a main character.
Alright.
And yeah, I was kind of pulling a bit of a deads there.
Oh great, another pointless tutorial thing.
Charmin.
Another pointless tutorial thing that nobody cares about.
It's now really the time, lady. We're almost about to take down Quan Chi.
Yeah, because her idea, Job, is that Blaze is too powerful to destroy in this form, so you need to master this technique, and by that I mean kill all these enemies.
So what we've been doing before.
We have to pad the thing out a bit more, Jova, just a bit more.
You know,
Indeed.
I could see this game being a candidate for the Matt and Muscles is what happens.
As you can see here, you need to collect these fragments of it.
That's
the meteorite fall.
Yeah.
You see, in order to defeat Blaze, you must be able to collect things.
Well, in this case, it's more about dodge training than anything.
Wax on, wax off. The primary that's okay, because right after this we're going to finally fight the bad guys. So that should be fun.
Also, these music.
We're gonna have to wait a bit till 9 too.
That's the thing. Stuff like the actual fighting music, like the one we just experienced in the fight against Reiko, they're fine. It's just that sometimes the composer decides to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Basically.
I wonder if they'll ever get Mick Gordon to compose a Mortal Kombat
I
song.
fucking wish.
Alright.
Because honestly,
He
when it
did,
comes to Mortal,
he did very different stuff, Jova, beforehand, but he basically, gained traction thanks to his composition for the more recent Killer Instinct and the Doom, the more recent Doom games.
okay,
guess
Tio,
I could
I don't
see
know how to
him
break it
making
to you,
Mortal
but
Kombat.
Killer Instinct on Xbox One came out in 2013. So I
Most
can't
recent,
really take it.
that, because there haven't been ever since.
Not to mention, didn't that game receive like 2 seasons or something?
Well, yeah, Mick Gordon worked for like 2 seasons out of 3, I think.
Alright.
Okay, can we finally take down Quan Chi now?
Here you
He
go.
did say that he wants to work.
Onaga, Quan Chi, and Shensung.
And Shao Kahn as well too.
Some guys on the throne, I was talking about the 100.
You were technically the one who betrayed them in the first place.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice in the matter, Onaga.
My comrades, We are all
Okay, why is Onaga being the underling of Shao Khan?
but if we do not stand together,
Basically, they're trying to Quan Chi is trying to gather them all together in alliance because they need to work together for now.
Would you call it a deadly alliance?
Onaga can overpower all three of them.
Oh, it's interesting you say that, Joe, because
As shown in the previous game, Joe, so that's definitely not.
it's interesting you say that, Joe, because in Mortal Kombat 9, there's a brief moment when Shang Tsung and Quan Chi join forces, and they even make a deadly alliance remark. Huh?
Yeah.
Get it? Huh? Wink, wink.
Nothing can stop this deadly alliance.
But reach one of us. If Onaga is
Yeah.
weak, he could use that power.
They even do that with
Also,
Sindel
yeah, I
and
really
Quan,
don't
and
like
I
these
believe,
for
what's his
Shang
name?
Tsung.
Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat
What can be
11
done about them?
in their character intro.
Yeah, what can be done about them?
the other is in Edenia. We must go there now. Our allies are
Are you sure about that, Quan Chi?
Yeah, we continue the tradition of having Quan Chi being kind of an idiot.
Also, Shang Tsung's character model is so bad, like seriously. His face was so
I
bad.
really don't like Shang Tsung's look in this game.
Well, it's a vintage. It's the same design he had in the Alliance. And
I didn't like that one either.
I think it's fine. The problem is the model. My problem is the model itself. The model looks so cheap, and the face animation was practically non-existent.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of with you. I don't care for that look.
Here's corrupted Raiden. This is a problem.
I need
You
your
guys
help.
both came here
Shao Kahn and
late
his
to
allies
stop
are
the
planning
bad guys.
It is none of my concern.
I don't understand. You
What?
always fought against Shao Kahn's forces. Now he's planning another battle and you won't lift a finger? We must not stand idly by. We must stop this.
No, Taven. I have struck a deal with the Emperor. Shao Kahn will honor Earthrealm's independence when his forces have
Right, sure he will.
I get the idea that corruption has given a bit to your brain, Raiden.
No, it's enlightened.
And there you go. The Taven is actually the voice of reason now.
Yeah, congrats. You're making me side with Taven by making people more stupid than he is.
No, yeah, that's especially since this is pre-Mortal Kombat 9 Raiden, so you know
Well-
something's wrong.
Well, remember, this is pre.
No, I'm sorry. Even corrupted, Raiden should not be this much of an idiot. He practically wrote the book on why never to trust someone like Shao Kahn. And now he's supposedly struck an off-screen, mind you, so good, so love that, deal with Shao Kahn.
Have a nice day? Question mark.
I mean, yes, Mr. Shao Kahn, the guy who constantly has endangered multiple, not just one, but multiple worlds all under his battle rule. The guy who, even upon his death, swore he would come back to rue his vengeance. The guy who, if we're counting Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate, the fetus that has everyone in it, outright struck war among all of existence here and there. Okay, Raiden, did you just hit your head one too many times after that fight with Liu Kang, or are you just, your brain just dry out over the years? Because holy cow,
Well,
that
technically-
may be even dumber than Shinjuku.
It's Raiden, can you go back, Mr. Corrupt Raiden? Can you go back to killing Shujinko with the power of lightning bolts of the Force? Because that was my favorite ending in Deception.
Also, stop playing Possum, Raiden, please.
You know what? At least with Shinjuku, and yes, Shinjuku was still the mother of all idiots, but at least with Shinjuku, he didn't know everything about Shao Kahn. Don't get me wrong, he was still an unbelievably goddamn idiot about everything. But at least he has the excuse of not knowing Shao Kahn. Raiden his job has been stopping Shao Kahn. This is like if Batman made a deal with the Joker, assuming that the Joker would follow through on promising not to kill anyone after everything is over.
Victory.
And didn't have the obvious backup plan to stop him.
All right.
Cannot
Wow.
believe that Raiden would side with the enemy.
Yeah, that's just the sign of how messed up this timeline is, isn't
My
it?
entire life has been turned upside down. I want to abandon the quest, but if I do, then you win.
Okay, is this them just trying to be a mouthpiece for the fans of Mortal Kombat at the time with how crazy things were getting? Look,
Yeah.
look, I'm just gonna say this. I get why they did the reboot, but I feel like a lot of this was their own damn fault for making this timeline such a mess. Like,
Oh no, it was.
Yeah,
That's
so,
exactly
like we
it.
mentioned, it was probably the better solution to be done.
It got to
I
a
do
point.
feel like they could have worked better to try and fix things. Like, again, bring Liu Kang back for starters.
That's the thing,
Focus
Jova.
more on
Both,
the-
hi, Scorpion. Both
Oh.
Deception and these were actual attempt to fix the continuity by trying to put together the pieces into a cohesive order. The problem is that, as you've seen, we did more damage than anything.
Oh, the Elder Gods portrayed Scorpion. How nice.
Well, wait. The Elder Gods betrayed someone. That almost never happens in Mortal Kombat.
They tell me that the Elder Gods are complete jerks and will
Yes.
always make everything worse.
Yes, they're
What,
they're
they Greek gods.
yes, they're complete doo-doo heads. Yes.
Anyway, but yeah, so Scorpion is, I guess, a bad guy that we need to get through in this game. Because everyone is, I guess, now. Like, look, I get why they did the reboot, but if this was honestly how they thought things could be fixed,
the idea,
have to
Jova.
know.
Well, that's the thing, Jova. The idea was basically to just, do a one final, I guess, hurrah of sorts, and then have everybody kill. Because the plan was already to kill everybody. Like, back when this game was first announced, Ed Boon had made it no secret that, and I'm quoting him right now, by wiping the slate off clean, we can go into the next generation with a clean slate, basically.
I get that, but this feels almost like a torching of stuff as opposed to one last hurrah, honestly.
Sure. I
Again,
guess.
going off of the story mode, maybe the arcade mode will be better, but story mode is...
Well, no, the arcade mode is fine. It works exactly like you'd expect. It's just Ed Boon clearly likes his the brutal, merciless tone in Mortal Kombat. Clearly, so all right. See you for the next part, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.